Good evening, dear friends, and welcome to tonight's slightly belated. I'm just going to poke my camera up a little bit. Whoop! There we go. Boys from the Baltic Star, thank you so much for hanging around while we faffed around a bit. Bit of a Roll20, strange Roll20 issue this evening. We kept trying to go into Roll20 and it kept putting us into alternate realities where we each in Roll20, but a different Roll20. So that was a bit confusing. But we're here now. Life is good. It's Friday night, and when the three of us are here on a Friday night, we play Traveller. I'm extremely big tonight. Let's go a bit smaller. That's a bit overwhelming. There we go. Yes, we're playing Traveller, our almost beloved of all games, our first true love. And we're here to play with you, dear friends, old and new. As always, we're a friendly, chilled out space. Just imagine you're round our house, chilling out at the table. Don't spill that, use a coaster. Um, just hanging out as we play a game. Interact as much as you want. Chat, lurk, throw nonsense at us. Just berate us if you so wish. Things that you chat about may find its way into the stream. We are welcoming. We will stop at points to talk about things that are happening in chat or to welcome people. That is the way we do things, I'm afraid. We're not that slick. We're not that professional, but we like to think we are friendly. If it's your first time, you're very, very, very welcome. And if it's your 1000th time, you are also very, very welcome. We're going to run to about 1:30 UK time this evening. So we've got a couple of hours at most. We'll have a break in the middle for the toast. So invest as much time as you wish or don't wish. Chat looks good today. Chat is a bit of energy in there. Rocky's there. Fid is there. Rusty's there. I'm going Australian tonight. Everyone's an E or an O. Spare is there. That's terrible. Spezza, but that's a good Aussie nickname as well. Spezza's there. So it's all a wonderful time. There's a little red sun there as well. If you click on that red sun, you can spend some points. Anything pink will play a tune. Something like this in honour of Sparrow arriving. Just have a click and find out. Some things will affect the game. You can become canon. You are canon, destroyer of Ben's plans. You can name NPCs. Give us a boon if you wish. You can make Ben resplend. Make us talk for a minute or something. Make someone hit something in game. Make Stefan steal something. Just have a click around, see what you like. We try and keep things cheap, especially the item for 1 credit and 1 credit only. I'll drink to that. We need no excuse to drink, but if you want to give us that excuse anyway, flick that in there. If we say something or something happens and you agree to it, we can all raise a glass together or a can or a bottle or whatever. Take a little slurpee and life is good. Okay. I think that's most of the intro, so I think I'll just introduce the three of us and we'll get started, I suppose. My name is Luke. Hello. I'm in the bottom right-hand corner. And I love warm days, short walks, and lions. My star sign is don't really matter. The guns are coming out. Oh, hang on. Whoa. Oh, it's double guns. Oh, it's a bit tight. The camera angle is a bit tight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whoa. You'll have to excuse the arms. I've got a cricketer's tan now. Exactly. The guns are off screen. Yes. I've got a cricketer's tan, so they're very white up until halfway down the bicep, and then they go brown. So my apologies. How dare you all? I'm very upset. I play 2 characters in this game. I play Kara and Soraya. Kara is a carouser, a hacker, an artiste, and a wonderful woman. Soraya is a jack of all trades, an ex-scout, someone who's used to looking out for herself and is learning how to trust others around her. Luckily for her, we're playing with someone who I trust a lot. You see, I trust him because he is the brother from another mother, the Floofmaster General, the housewife's favourite, the sexiest man in Jamaica if he was there. It is Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Hello, Luke. I'm very good, thanks. And hello, Ben. It suddenly struck me midweek that Luke always does the introductions, and so I never actually get to say hello to Ben.
Oh,
Hello, Ewan.
oh, this is nice. I like this bit of interaction. You see, in real life, they never actually talk to each other, so this is quite
No.
pleasant.
No. Everything always goes through Luke.
It's very awkward when we go for our little hangouts at the pub, and they just both turn to me and talk, and I have to keep giving the news between the two of them. And when I go to the loo, I just come back in there in awkward silence. It's terrible. Oh, tell me something exciting about this week, Ewan. And hello, Kelly.
Exciting about this week.
Sure.
It's the start of Glastonbury. I know Socks is very excited.
Socks is very excited.
What else? Do you mean more specifically to my week?
Yeah, why not? Why
In
not?
general about the week. I don't think I've done anything exciting this week. It's just been a bog standard, everyday, run-of-the-mill week.
The Love Budge returned.
The Love Barge did return. Yeah, it was very exciting at the time. Our quiz team did rather well, considering it was you and me. Up until the last question, we were in first place.
Oh,
The very last
it was
question
heartbreaking.
of a 60-question quiz,
Oh,
and that was that.
what was that? C'est la vie, I believe they say.
Sailor V, indeed.
As people are saying.
People often say. They didn't have that song as they didn't have that song as a choice of song we could have though for the quiz. Very disappointing. Tell us about your non-Irish characters, please, Ewan.
Funnily enough, I play two non-Irish characters in this adventure. I play Stefan Miller, who's possibly the least Irish out of my two. He is, generally speaking, spacey, rogue, sneaky, masterclass human. Who's pretty dexterous. He's good with the backflip. And I'm going to say Soraya's best. I also play Agnar Arnson, who is the floofiest of floof people on the ship. The Varga, former military general, who likes to buy stuff for people, as long as it's not too big.
You can't lift big things, can he?
No, he definitely can't. And he can't lift his wallet out if he has to pay for big things. So there is a limit to how much he can spend.
There is.
But other than that, he enjoys it.
Well. He's doing well. Hang on, where's Floof now? There he is. There we go. Bit of Floof for the fans, the Floof fans. Well, it's always wonderful to think of Agnar again. And his big Floof fans are in, it must be said. The Daddy Agnar mode is in the bank, make a note of it. Even better than a boon in my mind.
Are there many shops around here, Ben?
Because I'll get a freebie.
I should make a note.
We'll be somewhere with shops one day.
Yeah, I don't think you want to use words like shots and rounds in today's session, to be honest.
Oh no! I thought we'd got past the worst. It seems that we can't trust the smartest man in any room tonight, even though he lives his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence. So you'd think he would be quite confused and chill at all times. Most of the time, his time is taken up by being carried in a sedan chair on the back of 6 topless, heavily oiled Eastern European men, waving like our dearly departed Queen at crowds around, depositing his chocolatey goodness in Sock Fiddler's personal drawer. There's a little bonus.
Just like the Queen.
Just like the Queen. He is our wonderful, magnificent friend and referee. It is Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm quite well. Yes, very much looking forward to an evening of role playing. It's a nice way to cap off the week, if you know what I mean.
Speaking of weeks, anything good happening in yours?
Well, let me think. There's an upcoming football match on Sunday that I'm looking forward to.
That is true. That is true. And will you watch the England game as well?
Yeah, I'll probably get around to that one too.
It's coming home, I've been told.
You know, we are taking on a mighty foe that may frankly be well too much for us. So plucky little England will do its best, I'm sure.
Well, it'll be the first in this tournament, so here's hoping. But until that point, I guess we'll have to fill the time with our own entertainment, if we can indeed call it entertainment. And it's definitely our own.
Well, it entertains us.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing, quite frankly.
That is the level we're aiming at. That's all we've achieved.
Well, should we continue this this self-reverential circle jerk, as the Americans might say? But it's giving me a horrible picture. I can't. I know. Can we get rid? Can we cut that, please? Live? Oh. Okay.
Times like this, I'm glad I don't have a mind's eye.
Okay. Ben, quickly, please, hurry. Do something. Do something.
Something. Okay. So, our heroes are no longer aboard the battlecruiser Kelleren, though I should point out that we've been here before. The immediate threat was that their most obvious route to freedom took them through the small limpet craft attached to the hull over the airlock, and that route was blocked by Grim Knight, a person who seemed to have passed the point of negotiation. He opened fire, hitting everyone in the enclosed space. Our heroes did resolve this problem by throwing a grenade through the airlock and closing the hatch as it went. They felt the explosion, just their side of the hatch, but for Knight it was a more profound experience. Once they opened the hatch again, they discovered the limpet craft had begun to drift away from the hull, but they leapt towards it, in the hope that they could fly it. In a bizarre daisy chain of people, including the unresponsive Otto Nieder, they investigated the little craft. On opening the airlock, the body of Knight flew out and fizzled into nothingness when it hit the partition line on the battlecruiser. The small ship wasn't going to be usable without some serious work. Grenades can do that. Kara called Silsava aboard the Baltic Star to ask if Stefan could have a date, because that was clearly the most urgent matter,
Yes.
and to get Sil to negotiate for the pirates to leave them alone. They also contacted Jural Kags, who seemed quite excited at the thought of operating the Baltic Star's new weapons. Kags passed a message to Sil to get her to explain to Earl, the pirate ship's commander, that Kat needed to bring the shuttle to rescue 5 people. Kat did exactly that, so presumably Sil was successful. Of course, she placed the shuttle in such a position that it would be unclear that only 3 people were actually being rescued. It's possible that Earl is completely unaware that his colleagues are no more. Or not. Kara and Stefan made the leap into the open airlock of the shuttle, and as it cycled closed, Kat's voice called out to them, "Welcome back, it's all going brilliantly." And that is where we resume the story. Okay, so you've literally just cycled your way in through the airlock into the shuttle. So, on board the shuttle, you now have your 4 PCs, plus Kat, and of course, Otto Nieder in his spacesuit. But he is not responsive.
This is quite exciting. Stefan, Soraya, Agnar, Kara, Otto with an asterisk, Kat. Is Sammy on there as well? Still?
Yes.
Yes, Sammy. Yeah, good old Sammy. And most importantly, is the most important person in the entire universe on there?
I'm not actually a character in this game.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess you're not then. Colonic goes safe and sound. Oh, that's not who I meant at all. Oh, you guys, you're messing with me.
I think you are your own, Luke. I don't think anyone knows who you mean. Fess.
No, not Fess. No, not Fess. Not Fess. I was leading you in to if you could work out who it is. Come on, guys, do the work.
The most important character in the entire universe.
She gets us out of trouble all the time. She's got two
Zoe.
names. Yeah.
Our mums.
Yes, Zoe is there, and so is Rachel. She went back to that shuttle as well.
Antonio. Oh yeah. It's not Sam, is it? It's Rachel. Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Rachel and Zoe.
Yeah. Ah, good. It's been so long since I've seen them. Ah. Kara's going to rush up to Rachel and throw her arms around her, which I'm guessing will be quite awkward. Rachel, it's so good to see you. Oh, we've missed you.
Nice to see you too. I take it everything was uneventful?
Yeah. Wasn't it, Stefan? Nothing interesting there.
I don't know. Ask Otto.
Otto, what the? Oh, I forgot about him. We should probably find him a bed or something soon. He's not doing his best.
Okay.
In fact, have we
he's
got
not.
have we got an Agnar? Agnar, where are you? You floofy.
There is an Agnar.
What? Where? Who?
We've got a body for you. I think it's still alive. I'm not certain. Do you want to do some more of your magic?
Always bring me such nice presents.
We know you not like to practice your craft, your hobby.
And Agnar will swan up and practice his hobby, as it is now known.
In public.
Not the ball game. the medic hobby on Otto.
Okay. You get to Otto, who is, lying on the ground, basically. And the helmet can now be removed. Obviously, this is no longer hard vacuum. You are able to speak normally. You can take the helmet off, and can you make, without any medical kit for the moment, a medical check for me, please, with education?
Yes. That is a 6 on the dice. Luckily, that's a +5.
Okay. All right. Can you roll 1d6 for me, please?
Yes. That's a 3.
All right. Agnar, you pull the helmet off. He doesn't seem to be breathing, so you start the process of trying to get him going. But after a few minutes, it becomes clear it's not going to happen.
Agnar will close his eyes, pull his eyelids down, and look up at the other two. What happened?
There was a firefight. The pirates, unsurprisingly, betrayed us. They said that they weren't here under their own steam, that they'd been hired by someone outside of the Imperium to and that they weren't here for the treasure, but they were here for us to split us up. So we were stuck on the Kelleren with no radio contact, so we had to fight our way out, and lovely Mr. Nida was caught in the firefight.
Well, I suppose the we can all bring some. We can all take some joy from the fact that he at least finally discovered the Kelleren.
Kara solemnly walks over to the shuttle's supplies, pulls it open, grabs a few cans of beer, rips one open and takes a chug and pours the rest over Otto's body. Team, he was a great explorer with tales to rival our beloved former barman, and if we could all raise our drinks to a man of history and legend who will be missed, Mr. Otto Nieder. Also, we grenaded 2 pirates to oblivion. And they totally deserved it. But what I'm most concerned about is that these guys were hired to keep us here and to separate us. And that someone's coming, and we don't know who, but someone is.
You couldn't get any information from the ship?
I guess the ship power was off. We couldn't restart the power. I threw a grenade into the ship. That I'll accept that. It felt like the right idea at the time, and it shorted absolutely everything. And all we heard they'd been talking about was that this person is from outside the Imperium. So they're Zodani, or they're one of your lot, Agnar. But we haven't run into too many of them that would want us. Maybe that clan back on the seamstress, but they'd never really met us, you know. And if they did meet us, how could they wish us ill, you know?
Is it definitely someone that wished us ill? I mean, you say they wanted us separated.
I can't think why they'd want us separated unless they wanted very specific people to join a ragtag crew of their choosing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're probably right. So what's the next step?
I guess we need to maybe see how long we can keep the pirates thinking that we've got their people as well. See how close we can get to the Baltic Star. I feel much safer back on there. They're gunned, but the Baltic Star's big. It's got weapons now. And this shuttle, as lovely as it is, not being flying around in space, this shuttle's a bit more secure, but nowhere near as safe as the Baltic Star.
Yeah, sure. Ben, just out of character quickly, do we know the relevant size, class of ship, the Baltic Star, compared to the pirate vessel? Would we be feeling confident about our chances should we make it back?
In terms of basic size, they're about the same. The pirate ship is an older vessel, but pretty sturdy, and those types of merchant cruisers have a reputation for being potentially quite heavily armed, though you don't know exactly what it's carrying.
Yeah. I suppose pirates.
Thing is, guys, we don't know how. Actually, we might know how the Baltic Star is armed. Rachel, you were there when it was being refitted. What we got?
We've got essentially 2 pop-up laser turrets, each with twin beams on them, and a little surprise in the form of some missiles.
It strikes me I'm not the best suited to enact this plan, but do you think we could sell it to them that you managed to overpower the two pirates and lock them in a room somewhere on the Kelleren, and they can't make radio contact because there's a line between space. And if they want to spend the next 6 months of their life searching every room in the ship, they can, or they can let us go, and once we're free, we will transmit the coordinates to them.
It's a good plan if they buy it.
Well, time's not on their side. They're gonna know, or soon know, as much as us, that something's not right there. That us giving them the exact position, in theory, might be the difference between getting their people off and, well, they're meeting a nasty Led Zeppelin-based demise.
It sounds plausible. It might work. Who sells it to them? Do we ask Syl to do it, or one of us? Who's going to be able to convince them?
Well, I know who's not able to convince them, and that's a man who's never been able to keep a straight face and say anything, and that must be our floofy friend, the worst liar in the team.
He is a bit famous for.
I'll back anyone else, but not him.
Agnar has on occasions been outwitted by people who weren't trying to outwit him.
I don't get it. What are you saying? I offer up too much information sometimes. I'm a good communicator. What can I say?
Good communicator, open, yes.
You're outwitted by fast food salespeople. A noble profession in itself, but not one that you give your bank details to, just because they ask.
How do you pay if you don't give them your bank details? It's a discussion for another time. We have more pressing matters. So who do you reckon? Agnar looks around.
If it's not Syl, it's got to be Stefan or Kara. I feel like we need to take it on ourselves, you know. Syl's not been with us for a long time. I think, Stefan, shall we let's cast a lot for it. Let's leave it to chance.
Okay. Yeah, sure. What do you have in mind?
We'll take 3 dice from the emergency supplies. We'll roll them each. Because Zoe is the most important person in the universe, she's going to say 2 numbers between 1 and 6. And those numbers, if we roll those, they'll not be counted to our total.
Oh, I see. Highest wins?
Highest
Lowest wins?
Highest wins.
Highest wins.
So we'll roll our 3 each. Zoe will give 2 numbers, and we don't count those.
All right.
Okay. Well, I've rolled 2 the same, so let's hope you don't pick that one.
So have I.
Zoe looks across and says, 2 and 4.
Oh. Well, I'll start us off, Stefan. 2 3s and a 5 to hit 11.
Okay.
That'd be 2 3s and a 4 to hit a 6.
Well, I guess
Show us how it's done.
it's time for me to put my big girl pants on and get this done. Stefan, you got my back there, man. If I'm struggling.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Right. Let me take a deep breath. We know what our plan is. Okay. Cat, put me through to the pirates.
Okay. She flicks the switch and nods to you.
Hi, Alaska here. I'm here on the Baltic Star Shuttle with friends and allies and one sadly deceased explorer. It's a joy to speak with you. And who am I speaking to?
Earl Ogren, mate of the Ron Cotswold's Revenge.
Oh. Just bear with me, Earl. I'm just writing such a beautiful ship name down in my notes to remember it for the future. What'd you say your surname was?
Ogrin. Ogrin.
Ogrin. Did you used to be was your family an old Irish happy family back in the day?
Never happy a single day in our lives, no.
So you were Scottish then. Earl, Mr. Ogrin, which do you prefer?
Earl is good.
My friend, we would very much like to get back to the Baltic Star, if that's okay. Things are tight here. The bar there is well stocked. We've got a thirst. We're hungry. We're tired. Is there any chance you'd let us do that, please?
How about you come here?
How's your bar?
It's not luxurious, but it'll work. But I haven't decided how hospitable we're going to be yet. Let's get everyone aboard, and we'll find out what you've learned and what you've recovered for us.
Now, I'd love to get everyone on board the Von Cotswold's Revenge. Been there before. It's got a certain charm. I do love the way that you strap everything to the walls. Love to bring everyone there, but see, the truth is, we don't have everyone.
Is that so?
It is so, I'm afraid, Mr. Ogren. We've overpowered your two shipmates. The Azure Blue armor didn't work as well as it looked, and we've stashed them, locked them up, tied them up in the Kelleren, which I don't know if you've noticed is undergoing somewhat of an interesting transformation at the minute.
I've noticed.
Now, when we were there earlier, at the very core of the ship, we noticed that something strange was dragging things towards it, that stronger and stronger, further and further, and that's been accelerating. I don't know if you noticed, if you looked for recordings, that as we left, we were pretty much getting pulled back onto the ship ourselves, and I dread to think what's happening right now to people inside the Kelleren.
You dread to think.
We're friendly people. This isn't our style. We're all about cheesy balls and vlogs and spending long showers massaging our floof. And that's just Soraya.
I see.
We're not monsters. We'd be delighted to tell you where your crewmates are to get them off safely. We'd want nothing more than everyone to get off and out of system safely before whatever happens to the Kelleren happens to the Kelleren. But that involves us getting out of the system too on our beloved Baltic Star.
So you have a plan?
It's less of a plan, more of a deal, I guess.
Okay.
If you let us get to the Baltic Star and if you could tell us who hired you to keep us here, to capture us, or whatever it was you were supposed to do, we will not only give you the whereabouts of your crewmates, but I'll personally give you 20,000 credits. But that involves being told who is interested in us.
Okay, while he considers your offer, can you please roll for me?
All of the checks.
Oh, every single
Persuade check.
Yeah.
With your choice of intellect or social.
Yes, that'll be intellect. Thank you. Okay, let me find some dice that I like the look of.
This is going to be a hard check, but you can have a boon with it.
Oh, do I have any boons? So that's the question. Let me look through a couple of pages.
I liked your pitch.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I got this. Thanks, Kels. I got a boon. Got my 3 dice. My straightest, least wonky dice. I got a +4. That's good. Come on, Cara. Oh, everyone just wants Cara. Everyone wants pizza. Let's go. Okay. What did we say it was? A boon.
It's a boon with persuade and intellect.
Okay, well that's good. The boon I think might have made the difference, Ben.
Oh.
Okay.
That is a 14.
Okay.
Nice.
I did tell you it was going to be a hard check. It was going to be a 12 that you needed to hit.
Oh, which is horrible enough as it is.
In fact, with a 14, I'm actually going to give you a little bit more than I was planning to.
Oh, mate, thank you.
That's such a good roll.
It's in a wheelhouse.
He thinks about it for a moment and then he says, all right. I'll tell you what. We'll track all of you as you cross to the Baltic Star with our weapons. When you get there, you've got 10 minutes. I want the details of where my crewmates are. And I want the 20,000. And I'll tell you what. If I find my crewmates alive, where you said, I will send a message to the Baltic Star containing everything you asked for.
How about this? Lovely, Earl. That's a really kind offer, actually. That's really nice. Thank you so much. I'm glad that we can. I feel like we're bonding right now. We want to be long gone. We want to be shooting out the system as quick as we can. We want to be going quicker than any message could make us. How about I send 20 grand to the ship, 10 grand to you personally on a personal account, but you tell us who it is before that 10 minutes is elapsed.
Can you roll a persuade check for me, please?
Oh, you got to play to the greed of a fire, haven't you? Oh.
Yeah.
Flat this time.
Yes, please.
Okay, well, let's see how it goes. That is an 8. Oopsie, sorry, 8 plus a 4 is 12.
Okay. He says, 50,000. You can send it all to me.
How about 40,000 all to you, and we wipe all trace of our encounter of you from our records, so that if we run into anyone that checks, they'll know nothing about you.
You know what? Yeah. For 40, I'll do it.
Cool. It's a deal. We'll get our guys over. I'll send you, when we're over, I'll send you the money. When I've got the details, I'll send you where they are, and we'll shoot off. Jobs are good, and we'll delete the records as we go. Thank you very much. Oh, pleasure doing business.
Okay. He signs off, and Kat glances across at you and says, so, Baltic Star?
Yes. Agnar.
Yes.
Daddy Agnar.
Yes.
I'm not going to make you do that. We got plenty of money in the Baltic Inc. account. Is everyone okay spending that? We've got 200.
When you say plenty, how much is plenty?
250,000.
Ooh,
I know.
that's a lot of fish, though.
I've been doing. Yeah, I just sell
That's
a lot of fish. I made a lot of money out of fish.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have been happier knowing that before we went into the negotiations. But yeah, sure, it works for me.
Cool. I did have a sudden urge to call you Daddy Agnar.
To throw loads of money at them.
But well, I thought they'd let us go for nothing. But information costs money, right? And I felt that put it more in their court again. Anyway, why are we chatting here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they're not going to be able to spend it anyway, are they?
No, we're going to spray it all with some of that purple dye, aren't we?
No. I mean, we're going to give them a location on the Kelleren, right? And they're going to go in, and presumably things are bad in there.
I like your thinking. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe I'll tell you what, actually.
Maybe they won't all go in.
No.
Anyway,
I'll tell you what. Let's. It's a nice thought, if only, huh? Come on. Hopefully, if the account gets wiped, it'll bounce back to me. Let's go. I'm thirsty. The bar's always open. Everybody knows our name there.
Okay. Kat powers up the shuttle and starts to move it back towards the Baltic Star, giving a wide berth to the von Cotswold's Revenge, and brings the the shuttle elegantly into the docking bay on the Star, and you can get out and aboard your ship.
Oh, you called it the Star. It's never called the Star. I like it. Right, guys, we've got 10 minutes. We've got to trust they're going to let us go, but we can't be certain. So I guess everyone to battle stations, I guess. Whatever that means for each of you. Take it to mean what you want it to mean.
It's not like you've planned for this.
Wherever you want to be in a battle, go there.
Do we not have a drill for this sort of situation? Do we not know what to do when? Uh-oh.
There's a manual. Here you go. 600 pages.
Oh, but this is mostly about what to do if a child is sick in the sauna.
A 10-page forward from Gregor Bast. We haven't got time for that.
Yep, I think you could be right. Okay. So, what's everyone doing? Where's everyone going?
I guess Cara will go with Kat to the bridge to take care of the serious business
Okay.
that actually needs to be done. So Raya will grab one end of Otto. Someone will grab the other end to find somewhere fitting. So the medical bay, I guess. Someone take him with me?
Agner will, help out. And Stefan has no idea what to do in such a situation. He's never been anywhere near such a situation. He'll follow the others to the bridge.
Cool.
Okay. The others move to their sensible locations. Zoe will go off towards the center of the ship in case there's some kind of boarding action she needs to worry about. And Kat will, as you say, go to the bridge. You never know, might be needed. On the bridge, you have the normal command setup. Rachel is heading to engineering, and everyone is where they should be in time of crisis. So, when you get to the bridge, there is no current communication, but Silsava is there, and she is she's looking curiously, like, so what's the plan? What are we doing?
Oh, hey, Sil. Steph, I missed you. That's why I came up here. He was going to go to the bar, and then he realised you were here.
Sure. I mean, I just think there are potentially other priorities right at this second.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
That's it. Yeah, we're going to gun it. I've got to give some false information to the pirates, chuck them a little bit of money, and we're going to gun it.
Yeah, not gun it.
No. Yeah.
Gun it.
Where's that pesky renegade of ours on this ship? Don't let him anywhere near them.
You don't mean Cags?
Ah, Cagsy. Has he gone back to the bar yet? Has he run out of steam?
He's in the gunnery chair.
Oh, don't gun it, Cags.
Ben, is that on the bridge?
No, it's in a sort of new section behind the vid screen, hollow screen projectors in the front bar.
Stefan suddenly panics and runs off to try and find Cags, feeling that someone should tell him to stand down, just in case.
Does the gunnery chair, if the lighting is wrong, can you see it through the screen? Is it going to affect our viewing of our Thursday night movie?
No.
Okay. Whew.
No, it's essentially in a little pit in the ground underneath the level of the the floor there. It's sunk into the floor under a
Nice.
hatch.
So we can play some old musical films and have an orchestra in there.
You can absolutely do that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. What genius thought it was a good idea to put the controls for the weapons in the bar? Out of character.
Well, it's where you're most likely to find the people who are going to operate the weapons.
No,
So.
it's true. It's true.
Right.
Don't forget, Carl, you've got 10 minutes.
I know. Oh. Okay. First things first, Carl will send over a private message to Earl, along with 40,000 credits directly to him, please.
Okay.
From Baltic Inc.
From Baltic Inc.
Baltic
40,000 credits directly to Earl's account.
Yes. There we go.
Okay. Immediately, Earl calls the bridge. Says, money received. Now, where are my colleagues?
I'll tell you what. Why don't we message each other at the same time? Let's have it on the device and we can say go together and we'll press it at the same time. The details, and you can send me what you know. It's like, have you ever watched one of those old films where they both have a hostage and they send them out to the middle of a bridge somewhere and they cross each other? You seen one of those?
It doesn't seem entirely apposite.
Apposicity is overrated.
Okay. Look, the key thing I need is to know where they are. Once I know where they are, I'll send you the info.
Taking a chance here, Earl, but you strike me as a very trustworthy man. Make sure you do. Right. I have put a little something on that money. So Cara will send across some details. Like pull up a schematic of the Kelleren, bang an X somewhere in like the other space side of things, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So you can't just pop a missile into it or something for whatever reason. And then says, right, I'm sending it now.
Okay. It's about a sort of 10 or 15 second delay. And then he says, all right, thank you, received, and yeah, I think we'll be able to find them.
Good, I'm glad. Don't wish them ill after all.
So, yeah. We got a call that ticked off your route for us. Told us to come and find you. Come and stop you. Told us there could be some money in it if you could find the Kelleren. So, I guess what you need to know is, first of all, how we found you. We planted a tracker on you on the ship. You'll find it in your engineering by the engine outlets. We figured that would be easier.
Cheeky beggars. Was that when we were at the orbital base?
Yes.
Very smart. Very smart. Who was it that asked you to come get us and keep us there?
Well, it's not like I got the full details, so I can only tell you what I know. But I'll be straight with you. I will tell you everything that I actually know. The contact came in from a couple of Varga.
Hmm.
We've worked with them before, picking up occasional jobs, and they passed us details of someone who was interested in what we could do, and they gave us a name. The name of the guy we'd be working for.
Mm.
It's not an actual name, you understand. It's I'm sure it's fake,
Of course, of course.
but these two Varga passed on the information and said that we'd be meeting someone called Vivid.
Vivid. Vivid. Um, Vivid. Thank you. It's not a name we know, but it's a start. These Varga, are they Tarak Nor?
Can you roll a persuade for me, please, with intellect?
So it was with intellect, sorry?
Yes, please.
With intellect and what, sorry? Anything else?
Persuade.
Persuade.
Persuade with intellect.
Well, we'll see how tough that is, because that's just a 6, but with a 4, that makes 10.
He says, you know the family? No, they work for Tarak Row.
Tarak Row. Thanks. We know of Tarak Row. In line of succession to Tarak North through Tarak to... Not utterly surprising. Thanks. No, we appreciate it. You've earned your money. We appreciate you. Can I
Great.
look? I hope you find your colleagues in there. Can I just suggest you stay frosty in there? Yeah. Be careful.
Yeah, I think it would actually go easier if you went and got them.
Ah, my friends. Kara's messaging to Stefan, like, don't tell him to stand down.
Hey, Kegsite. Hold on.
Oh, that's it's disappointing, Al. It's disappointing. Not totally unsurprising, but disappointing nonetheless. I haven't deleted your record yet, and did I tell you we're friends with the Imperial Navy?
It may have slipped your mind.
We're friends with a high-up intelligence officer in the Imperial Navy who we've been dealing with a bit. I can get a call into the Imperial Navy incredibly quickly, to be honest. In fact, Kat, can you get the number up now for me, please?
Righto.
Thanks. I'm like, I'd rather you got the mail. 40 grand is a fair deal. To you, personally. I could always bang a call directly through to your ship as well, letting the others know that I've paid you.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I think you should probably send that emergency call to the Navy. Because where we are, it's probably going to take, what, 2 or 3 years for it to get to anyone? So
Depends
the
if
sooner you send it, the better.
depends if they're in system or not, though.
It's a pretty remote part of the system.
Yeah, but it wouldn't take them 2 or 3 years to get across the system.
You're
And they'd
right.
have a lead,
It could
they'd have a
take
lead
them
on you.
10.
It could. The thing is, ultimately, we're not going to do that. And I'm very disappointed in you. You've let yourself down. You've let your crewmates down. You've let your friends on the ship down. You've let us all down. Oh,
Well, the way I see it is this. We've all got what we want, except my 2 crewmates aren't back. So how about you take a little expedition team on that lovely shuttle of yours over to the Kelleren, and then bring my crewmates back to me. And then you can go.
um, Carl, as she's doing it, Carl will be scribbling something down to Kat, saying, "Can we tell if their shields are up? Do they have shields? Are they up?"
Oh, they won't have shields, no.
Oh, shields, okay. Then she's gonna message Kagsy. Well, message Stefan and say, "I think we might need to try these guns out. Is he sober enough or drunk enough?"
Gags, how many fingers?
Of what? Gin? Scotch?
Yeah, he's Stefan a message back. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
You see that ship, that ship there, the one that's not us.
Yeah.
I think Kara says fire.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll ask for forgiveness, not permission.
He lines up.
This feels like the right time for that.
Does anybody have a leadership
I think someone does.
or tactics? Even better.
Agnar does.
Has tactics.
He has military tactics and leadership.
Excellent.
What a man.
Can you roll a tactics check for me, please, with your choice of intellect or education?
You can. That is.
You've got a boon.
He's got a boon. If you need it.
I take the boon. Yeah, that's good. That's
Good
an
boon.
11.
Hey.
Plus, did you say or education?
Yes.
That's a +5 for a 16, please, Ben.
A 16.
Thank you, Boone. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right. We now need to roll initiative.
Oh no.
For our purposes, I'm going to use Earl's stats for the ship. As you've effectively delegated the job of shooting, I'm going to use Cag's stats for initiative for the Baltic Star.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think any of us can fire ship weapons.
They will both roll initiative, and Cags will have +8 to his initiative roll.
Oh yes. Cagsy.
Because it turns out 16 is a pretty good effect.
This is peak Agnar. This is like watching him at his best back in the days when he was leading those attacks on the planet.
It is.
Once
Standing
again,
there
thanks,
with 1,000 troops at his feet.
It's almost as if there's a real benefit to having a general. I know.
This is
Other than him paying for the round of drinks.
This is Henry the Fifth moment. Why don't you tell us what he said to encourage us by giving a minute of tactical wisdom?
Hold on, whose minute of wisdom is this, Luke?
Agnar's got one. His knowledge of tactics. It feels like it's more
Oh, that
fitting
is
at the
an
minute.
actual minute of wisdom.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, I
Inspire
dunno,
us.
there's not
Inspire Cags. It's got to be worth 8 points of inspiration. I'll
I
get there,
feel as
Chris.
though,
I'll get people encouraged during the battle.
Right, Cags. You know what you're aiming for. You see the ship. Those are the key points right there. Aim true.
7 plus 8 is 15.
Be sober.
Plus 2, 17. Okay.
Fire.
All right. He's comfortably got initiative. Now, at this range, all right. Pulse laser, long range, 2D. Okay. Okay. Right. So, the actual attacks. 10 plus 1 is 11. 7 plus 1 is 8. 6 plus 1 is 7. And a 12 plus 1 is 13. So, all right.
I'm just going to play some inspirational music. Hang on.
Okay. All right. So total damage.
Oh, ship combat. We got there in the end, and we became a proper sci-fi stream.
We've done it.
We've done it. That's it. Let's hope it's not the last thing we do. Yeah. We have buckets of dice coming to play.
Plus 11,
That's
20, 28. Okay.
Let's feel like good
Armor.
numbers. Hey, Evil One. Thank you. First time chatter. Thank you so much for joining us. You join us in a very don't know how long you've been here, but you join us for some ship combat, which is a rarity. It's the first time, in fact, you've joined us for a very special moment. You can tell because Ben's having to do a lot of mental maths. I'm unleashing a celebration, quite frankly. There we go. It's unleashed in honor of Evil One. Thank you so much.
24. Hull. 32. Okay.
Ooh.
So 24 total from 32.
I know it's gone very mathsy right now.
Yes, critical hit.
Oh,
You got 2 of those.
that's
so
a good word. We like the word critical hit when it's not us
We
being
do.
hit.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
Oh,
don't want to hear it again,
evil. Nice.
Argo.
What game? Is it a specific game, Fiddy? Or is it a just an open invitation to join something they're running? Have they seen you play with us? Are you going to behave the same as you do with us? Or are you going to be more responsible? Like I trust
Okay.
Russ.
So-
Good choice.
The Cags raises up his weapons and presses the button. You can't exactly see what's happening outside the ship, but on the sensors on the bridge, you see top and bottom of that round section at the front, two pop-up turrets emerge, and as fast as you can blink, they flick around and open fire on the cruiser. Despite his presumably readiness to fight, it appears Earl was too slow to react to that. And even as the beams are firing, you see two missiles streak out from the corners of the vessel and disappear off. One shoots straight past the enemy ship, but the other slams into the side of it. You have on your screens and on your displays, you see a series of explosions rack along the von Cotswold's Revenge. And among the damage caused, you can see its weapon systems blown off the side and twisted and broken beyond repair, and what seems to be a huge gash open up in the sort of cargo section in the belly of the craft, tearing, exposing it to space, and thousands of little bits of stuff come tearing out of their cargo nets and bring strips of cargo netting with them out of the hold area and disappear off, blown clear by the sudden decompression of the hull. The ship does not look destroyed, but it is clearly unable to return fire.
Hey, Earl, you there?
The hell?
Can I have my 40 grand back, please? And we'll just go.
I'm going to hunt you to the end of the galaxy.
Good, because that's where we're going.
They're dead, right?
Yeah, they're dead. And you will be if you don't get moving soon. The magnetic pulse on this thing. I take it you can still move.
Just fast enough to keep up with you.
Excellent. Well, don't get too close or we'll fire again.
Sleep with one eye open.
40 grand?
Yeah, I think you can whistle for that.
Cagsy, Stefan, is Cagsy ready to fire? Is Cagsy ready to fire again?
Cagsy, are you ready to fire again?
Oh God, yeah, enjoyed that.
Very much so. He's having a blast down here.
He's our gunner's having a blast. Earl, shall I tell him to fire on you?
He doesn't respond.
Any money moving our way?
Nope.
Yeah. Go on, Cagsy. Have a bit of fun.
You hear Cags let out a little sort of, okay, and he sets off the weapons again. Okay, that's a miss. That's a hit. 9, 10. So plus 2, that's a hit. Plus 4, so plus 6.
See you later, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. And honestly, you're choosing some really good people to game with, by the way. I thought either one was actually going to sleep, but no, they were just talking about.
It's just song lyrics.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
11. And 7 is 18. And 8 is I'm going to stop rolling now.
Oh.
The 2 more missiles streak off towards the pirate ship, and both of them miss. But it doesn't seem to matter. The sort of staccato beat of the pulse lasers punches into the side of the vessel at, let's face it, point blank range, and within seconds, you can see the ship is just shredded by the impacts. Its fuel leaks out into space from one end. Its bridge is exposed as a twisting mass. There are little fires and electrical things going all over the place. The jump drive is done, and there's a hot glow from one end as part of the weapons power system and capacitor is obviously shorted and starts to melt a portion of the ship, even in vacuum.
Pirates. Can't trust them. Stefan, how's Cagsy?
Stefan peers around and looks into his face, sort of uncomfortably close. He looks at home.
Next.
What? Is Rose serving? Might be a good idea to drag him out while we've still got a chance.
Bring me more meat for my guns.
I think maybe you've had enough, Cagsy. Why don't we celebrate?
If you insist. If there's nothing else I can kill out here.
Pretty sure there isn't. Carl, you got anything else to kill?
Only time when we're jumping.
Can you shoot time, Cagsy? Can you shoot time?
I'm the philosopher here.
Well, sorry, I felt as though I was sort of go-between. It was inferred that that's what you were going to say. I know you well enough.
I'll tell you what. Cat, you good to get us out of here?
Yeah. Soonest. Quick question. Do we want to get rid of that tracking thing before we jump?
It's not a bad idea, actually. Kron, you around?
Yep.
We've got a tracking device put on by the pirates. It's by the engine outlets. If that means anything to you?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Let's get it out of there, and then we'll jump.
All right. I'll send the cat.
Perfect. I guess one more thing, guys. All crew to Baspar. All crew to Baspar for an important meeting and alcohol.
All right. I will quickly.
Now that's a beat to quarters that we all understand and know where to go.
Time to splice the main brace. Okay. All right. It will take Kron and Rachel about an hour to get out onto the hull of the ship, go down, find the tracking device placed outside, and remove it.
Okay.
So if you're happy for them to go ahead and do that.
How close are we to the Kelleren?
A few kilometers away.
Okay, so we should be all right.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's do that then.
Okay. All right. So as everybody sets off to the bar, except for Kron and Rachel,
it's tough being
and confusingly, possibly the cat.
And Otto.
And Otto, yes, who is not going anywhere much.
Oh, need an Otto painting.
We will take our break.
Oh. It's been emotional.
Yeah, it was a journey. It was a definite journey.
Well, dear friends, we'll be back shortly for a sort of a half-hour run to the end and the most important toast of the night. So please don't go anywhere. Hang out with us. We're enjoying having you with us, dear friends. So let me find some music for you. Hang on. Let me see what I can get. It's not that way. It's that way. Oh, here's something. Look, here's what we got. Let's get that on there. There we go. There's a nice little picture of break. There's some nice music for you. And I'll mute us, and we'll see you all in a little bit. Oh, the music's still going. Ben.
Ah, yes. It's time to recount another of the stories I was once told by our former ship's steward. I can't verify the accuracy of these stories. After all, he once told me he invented sunsets. Once, he told me, on a large industrial world, he was placed in charge of a giant machine. It was used to destroy waste products that were dropped into its furnace from above. Once there was a complete layer of such containers, the entire layer would be instantly destroyed for some reason. The job should have been easy, just steer the incoming boxes into the vacant spots, but for no useful purpose, the boxes were dropped in groups of 4, in a variety of fixed patterns. Fitting the odd shapes into the holes proved to be a great challenge, especially as, after a while, the rate at which they dropped became much faster. This was something he ascribed to the evils of capitalism, overloading people with responsibilities they couldn't possibly meet, and failing to make even the slightest accommodation to their safety, well-being, or even sanity. These days, when we face the horrors of capitalism, we have to do so without our august and fondly remembered steward. But on these occasions, we raise a glass to his memory. Please join me as we recall the late, great Greyhill Bast.
Great
The late
Bast.
Greyhill Bast.
Oh, and it's nice to be sat back again in front of his large mural.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, everyone back on the Baltic Star, in fact. So in his bar to have the toast.
Wonderful. It's fitting. How sweet and fitting. To Greyhill, all of you. To Stormzy, Kelly, Spez, Biddy.
The gang.
Oh, I tell you what, Fids. Let's have another lost night or something at some point, and you can do the toast on the lost night.
It's a good idea. I like it.
Excellent. So, after about an hour, the engineers return, bearing the tracker which they've disabled, and bring it over to show it to the other members of the crew. And Rachel says, "We thought about just throwing it into space, but then thought maybe you'd want to see it."
Oh, good thinking. Is there anything that you have an opinion of initially about it?
Looks pretty basic. I suspect if we hadn't been zipping back and forth for so long finding this spot, they wouldn't have found us so quickly.
Stefan, is it the sort of thing you can get easily from your sneaky days?
Can Stefan give it a once over? See if he is familiar with any of the
Certainly can.
technology.
I'm wondering if you've got anything in sort of electronics or anything like that, but pitch me anything that looks sensible.
Well, interestingly, you should say he has nothing in electronics, nothing in computing. I mean, he is pretty streetwise.
Can we chain then? Can we do a chain with Cara and Stefan?
It's probably the way that he would.
Let's overthink it.
Come at this.
Has he got like an investigator or anything like that?
Yeah, he must have that.
You say he must have, but he doesn't.
He's good at backflips.
He can do backflips.
Agnar has an investigator.
Yes, juggler is definitely a thing he can do.
Yeah, certainly. There's nothing. No, I don't think there's anything that I can give you.
Okay. Then realistically, what we'd be dealing with is whether or not he's heard of something like that on the black market that could turn up. I'm tempted to give you something like, how about a streetwise? What's your streetwise?
His streetwise is 2.
I'll give you a 1 on streetwise for this. It's not really what
Okay.
it's for, but it's close
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. Adjacent.
Yeah, and
Sure.
intellect.
That is an 8 plus 1 is a 9.
Okay. He's you've heard of things like this. They're not particularly expensive, and they do have legitimate purposes, but they end up on the black market all the time, being made in various quiet little workshops. They're not expensive things, and they're not necessarily hard to fit if a ship is parked somewhere and people aren't paying attention.
Yeah. I've seen loads of these. They're all over the place. People usually use them to like put on their pets. So if their pet runs away or they get lost, they can find them. They've got like legitimate uses, but yeah. The more shady underbelly, if you will, I know that's why you came to me. We'll often use them to trap things, such as ships. We could use it on the Marmite bags when they hatch, if you want.
Good idea.
Only on one of them. We'd know where one of them was at all times, but not the others.
I like to think
Maybe
they'll
we
just
pick the
travel
most
together.
aggressive one and
Good
tag
idea.
that, just so we're aware.
Dude, this is strong thinking. Because we can kind of keep it as a pet, but also keep it at arm's length. It's wonderful.
Yeah. But I think it's pretty common technology. I don't know if there's a thread there to pull or not, if I'm honest.
Oh, makes sense. It's worth a look. Cheers, Karan. Cheers, Rachel. You joining us for a drink?
Yeah. Ship's in good order. Power systems are holding up, so there's nothing for us to do except sit around and wait for us to get to our next destination.
Nice. Cat, punch it.
Okay. Where are we going?
Agnar, you know where we're going, don't you?
What? No? What? Who? Where?
You know, that place we're meant to go.
Yeah, it's time to go off on a very important mission, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
the mission.
there. Go there.
Yeah, there. That's right.
Starts pouring drinks.
We we don't have to head back to Deep Night, do we?
No, Brightsea will do.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I guess should we head back to Brightsea and check in?
Brightsea? Okay, we can do that.
Oh, Ben had felt pity on us.
Listen, we all know. I was just discussing over the break what happens when I take notes. I was telling Luke that I just made in-depth notes about the Von Cotswold's revenge and that they're out to get us and that we need to sleep with one eye open. And then no sooner had I written it all down on my piece of paper than it became completely irrelevant and I had to cross it all out. So this is why I do not take notes. Clearly.
It is a bit out of date now.
Yeah. Stefan turns to Cara and says, Cara, why is it every time you tell us to go somewhere, there's violence involved? Like gunning it or punching it, or there's loads of other examples. Kicking it. I'm sure you said kicking it before.
It's It's hard for me, you know. I think it might be to do with the what I learned a few years back when I was reading up about the galactic working class and their
Hmm.
dealings with exceptional gardeners. Um,
I mean, that makes sense to me, but why don't you explain it for everyone else in the bar?
I can, I suppose. Have you got a minute?
Stefan looks around. Yeah, I think we've got a minute.
Well, you see, the galactic working class formed something called the South Suffolk Gardening Preservation Society. It was good. It was a way to fight back against the elites at the time, which of course I'm sure we'd all agree with. Um, the thing was, they created garden trade shows before they actually invented the wheel, which is ridiculous, right? They'd have to carry the crops everywhere, the plants, the little wicker fences, the bamboo trestles, the big plant pots, all by hand. But no, they were more. That was more important to them than the wheel. And the galactic working class sided with these exceptional gardeners. There weren't many exceptional gardeners, you see, and but they worked alongside them to bring a greater good, a balance to society, as it were. Um, you see, it was a fascinating tale, and I've read a lot about them in a couple of jumps ago, Stefan, and it turns out that this line of exceptional gardeners slowly died out over time until there was one remaining exceptional gardener left, holding the entirety of the past of these wonderful race of people. Do you know what happened to this last exceptional gardener, Stefan?
Oh, well, of course I do, but everyone else, why don't you explain it for everyone else in the bar?
Um, you killed him. In-
Stefan's a little bit gobsmacked at the. Uh, well, yeah. I mean, but he was very dangerous.
in cold blood. Um, it was, um, these things happen, and you didn't know, but Frank Bush McHugh was the last of the McHugh clan. But anyway, let's. I feel like I brought the mood down, Stefan. Should we get another round of drinks in? Stefan,
No, I think I'm all right.
you're not going back to your little emo room again, are you? You look a bit
No,
upset.
I'm not. I'm not. Well,
I'm only kidding with you.
no, I'm
I'm only
fine.
kidding with you, Stefan. I'm only kidding with you. Look, why don't you go and change into your bathrobe, and we'll just hang out for a little bit.
I could do with the sauna. Sauna sounds good.
Yeah, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. Come on, we're all friends together on the Baltic Star.
Yeah. Stefan will run back to his room and change into his bathrobe.
Of course.
Naturally.
I need to put the picture back on again.
Okay. As you're doing this, you can feel the ship gear up and make it the beginning of its very short hop to Brightsea. Obviously, it will be a jump, but it'll be a much abbreviated one. You're well outside the orbital system of Brightsea, but you're nowhere near the next planet over, if you see what I mean. And the ship will make its leap. It'll take nowhere near a full week to complete its jump. For the return trip, it's nice and easy. But for our purposes, allowing for her to not only set you up for a jump and then make that jump and then steer you all the way in through the outer rim of the Brightsea system, I'm going to give you all a week of downtime. So if you'd like to cycle your skills, now would be a good time.
Oh,
I would very much like to cycle my skills.
yeah. Oh, I've only got 3 on things. This is very disappointing. I was certain I'd come to the end on one?
I just moved up to a 1 and a 2, so there's still time.
So Sarara's one away from developing her explosive skills. A lot of practice around the place. And
True.
Kara's one away from her psionicology.
Both very exciting skills.
What are you going for?
Perhaps the polar opposite of exciting skills. Not sure. Stefan is 2 weeks off learning to read lips.
Oh.
I believe we agreed on, which isn't too bad. That's quite exciting. Agnar, however, has just completed his first week of civil engineering training.
Oh, guys.
The most exciting of all the skills.
If anyone in the crew was a civil engineer, it would be Agnar.
Yes.
Oh. But I guess it fits our style of play.
Yeah.
Building bridges.
Yeah, emotional, relational, and physical.
Yeah, exactly. We've got all the bridges covered.
Did you resplend, Ben?
Oh, I did not.
Hmm.
1 second.
That is a top quality piece of resplending.
So, yes, let me see. I've ticked up everyone. So I need to pick a new thing for Rachel.
Oh.
She has just picked up, knowing the people she's with.
Oh, she's gone for it as well, has she?
She's just picked up her skill in gun combat.
No, very wise. That's good to know, actually. She's a bit more useful to take out. Well, Fiddy, thank you for joining us. Have a good day in the maze tomorrow. And, maybe I'll let you out. We'll see. Maybe you'll find your way out.
No promises, Fitz. No promises. Okay, and we're going to, for her, I think she's going to go with deception.
Oh.
Her engineering skill's pretty good, and it would take ages to push it up further, if you know what I mean.
Getting lots and lots of weeks at that point.
So she'll try and earn a deception. Great. She's the only one to tick over to a new skill. There's a bunch of survival, stealth, gun combat. Gerg is still working on his vac suit.
Good old Gerg.
Because I think everyone on this crew is going to need vac suit at some point.
Oh, why's that then?
That's worrying.
No reason at all. Absolutely no reason whatsoever. Under no circumstances would there be a reason. Of course not.
Phew, that's good to know.
That's a ridiculous thought. Why could there possibly be a reason? Okay.
If only I had an Azure blue one.
Put us at such ease.
So in that case, we will roll the clock forward to a week later when the Baltic Star pops back into regular space, and then makes its way through the outskirts of the system, arriving eventually at Brightsea. And you drift inwards towards this planet. It's you've seen it several times before. It has this. It's basically an entirely water-covered world with a rather appealing-looking blue ocean, which you know from experience is, however pretty it may be, is essentially dead and devoid of any form of life. the world is fairly cold, the atmosphere isn't particularly nice, and the people who are down there generally work on mining platforms that float around on the ocean. However, there is a substantial space station in orbit around it, and you can dock up and make your way in towards the station, taking whoever you wish. But you have time to decide on that, because that is where we're going to call tonight's session. And perhaps, at least as importantly, I think this is where we're going to call season 3.
Ooh.
Um,
Oh, that's
because from next time you'll be beginning the trek ahead of the Deep Night mission.
Well, you say that. I'm sure we'll find a way to not.
Prolong the event.
Quite possibly. So this will be the end of season 3. That means we probably won't have a traveller stream next week. It'll probably be a week off.
Yeah, let's take a week off, I think.
We'll
I've
do
got to
something
the
else.
graphics.
We'll do something else next week, because I'm just going to need a bit of time to get all my notes in order for the season 4 premiere of our traveller game. And yes, I will have some Rose's cat ready, and I will I will of course do that.
That is good news.
Yeah, bring back Rose's cat, I say.
Yeah, well, I think it's time. Because Sparrow had internet problems and wasn't reliably around. It felt really, really disrespectful to do any Rose's cat when Sparrow wasn't available. But now it's clearly time for some Rose's cat.
Oh, I'm excited. Season 4. Wonderful. I get to change all of this. All of this can get changed. I've got ideas already. The intro. Everyone will like the intro. Stefan's involved in his robe, so that's good. No more Soraya in a cabin.
Can I make one small request
Mm-hmm.
for the graphics, Luke?
Mm-hmm.
Can we incorporate some kind of lizards into
Funny you should mention that. They're not in full lizard form yet, but they, in fact, I might do a little sneaky peeky. Whoop! There it is. If you missed it, you missed it.
That was a great sneak peek.
Nice.
Good times. Oh, I'm looking forward to season 4 now. There are definite lizards going on. See, it's all moody, Spencer. It's gone from chill, happy. It's going very sci-fi all of a sudden. I don't know what to think about us anymore. I don't think I like it. Spez got to see. Well, I'm at Bombshell. We're back tomorrow, though, aren't we, guys?
Yes, we are.
What are we doing?
I actually can't remember. What are we doing?
Something about darkness.
Oh,
all
yes,
I know is
darkness.
all the lights have to be out, and I bump into things and end up with bruised chins the next day. But yes, we are playing Darkness, which is a Luke homebrew.
It is, and it's fabulous. If a bit scary.
Yes.
It's not scary. How can it be scary when I know exactly what's going to happen?
Because we don't. It's very good, and I already miss my mouse.
I like how you summed up a whole genre there in two very succinct comments.
That is basically the whole genre, yes. Yeah. Fantastic. So, thank you so much, guys. Not only a fun session, but a fun season.
Definitely. Lots of firsts as well.
A lot of firsts. And we actually finished it with some actual science fiction with spaceships and lost vessels in the middle of nowhere and space pirates and, the kinds of things that people put in science fiction.
Yeah.
Fewer mortgages and negotiating business rates.
This season started with a night out in a nightclub, and Stefan stabbing someone through the throat in front of hundreds of people.
Very sci-fi.
Very
That's
sci-fi.
what I was going for.
That's certainly a way to look at it.
And look where we've ended.
Yeah.
So much maths. It's been a hell of a season.
Wow.
I've enjoyed this.
It has been a journey, isn't it? When you think back, those many moons ago.
That means that when we start next season, the seamstress was 2 seasons ago, and that just feels real.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Well, we're all getting older, especially Agnar.
Especially Varga's age much quicker than everyone else.
You just say
They
that makes
do.
it feel better.
Sure.
They do. It is a sadness that old Vargas are a thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? 1 year to every 7 human years. So he has seven birthdays. 7 birthdays every year, I believe.
Quite, at the rate we
Vargas.
play, he'd be dead in about.
Yeah. Well, whilst Vargas use the numerical value from their Varga age, they celebrate their birthdays at the human rate,
Oh.
I believe.
Yeah. Well, there's a Varga festival for every day of the year, so
Mm.
you know.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Certainly.
It is the hair shedding cycle. It's a nightmare being in the sauna during those days of the shedding days.
Spare a thought for the poor soul who has to clean the ventilation system and that gets sucked up into it on the Baltic Star.
His name is Kron.
No wonder he's never got a smile on him, poor bloke.
Well, he only really smiles around Caboodle.
Ah, Caboodle.
The other source of the hair problem.
Yes. Yes. Yes, though Caboodle is small even for a cat.
Mm.
Mostly
Yes,
because
that is
Caboodle's
true.
a kitten.
Mm.
Oh. Happy times. Right. It's lovely to hang out and such on, but I've got to get to bed, and I'm sure someone else
Yeah.
probably has to too.
Yes.
somewhere
Thank you very
along the
much,
way.
guys. Thank you, everybody who came along live or caught up on VOD. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope you had some fun, and we will be kicking off the new season in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Good night, Skis. It's an absolute pleasure to see you again. It's been absolutely ages, and we appreciate you, and really glad you're engaged, and life seems to be treating you well. Kels, Stormzy, Evil One, thank you so much.
Mm.
Crit, if you're still around. I know Fiddy's gone. But all of you guys, Kels, thank you so much, all of you. It's made a good night. Take care, all of you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.